All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, July 1st, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, and Warren Misery. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Going pretty good. Before we get started, a couple things. First of all, I want to say prayers out to Todd Wiley. His dad passed away today.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Well, I knew that something had happened, but he officially announced it himself about 28 minutes ago.
No,
So
I did not know that.
His dad passed away, so definitely prayers for him and his family. Also want to address something real quick. We wasn't on last week. Had something go on in our family, mine and Chris's family. My brother was in a bad car accident, and unfortunately his girlfriend who was with him and lost her life in it.
Basically his wife.
Basically his wife. They lived together for a long time, and just everybody, a lot of people reach out, and I really appreciate that and the prayers. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but I guess sometimes you do.
Been a long week.
Yes, it has. The funeral's coming up this Wednesday, and prayers out to her family. They're a real super nice family, and we really appreciate the prayers that everybody sent out. And, thank you for that. So we'll get started with the wrestling here now, and Marcus, I'll let you get started with the indie report. And,
Okay.
I know we got a lot because we.
Yeah, we're going to go back a week because we hit some good shows that we had to bypass, put on hold because of family situation. So, all three of us, even though we weren't all sitting together, was at AACW in Sharpsville on whatever day that was, Saturday the 22nd. What you guys think of that show? That video is pretty cool, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
Cool is nice, not cool as it was cold in there because
it was not cold in there. That's for sure. It was a hot gym. That's for sure.
But yeah, pretty good video. The new home for AACW, and like I said, Chris and Tony and Alex filled in for me as I was over on the other side with Professor Wiley and myself doing commentary for the AACW side. So, okay, let's see. Jake Elliott defeated Hobo Jones in a Sharpsville street fight. What was basically the battle of the first win in AACW, as Will the Thrill and Cruiser the Bullfrog were 0-5, I think. I think's what I was told. Will the Thrill would come out, get his first win for AACW by defeating Cruiser the Bullfrog. I'll try to get this right. Party Boy Preston defeated Alexander Kirk, Camden Francis, Zane West, CFR, Nelson Doolittle V, and Christian Cash. He is now the number one contender for the AACW US title. Leela Feast versus Carter Kaufman ended in a double count out. Battle of the Big Man, Brody Botkins defeated Hoss Huxley. Okay, Damian DeVille and Travis Southern defeated the teams of Krispy Kreme and the Cake Monster, Tanner Kelly and Ricky Guns, and Hank Calhoun and his replacement for Mike King, the former champion Rooster, to become the new AACW Tag Team Champions. So, yes, Rooster who was the former champion, defeated by Hank Calhoun, pinned by Hank Calhoun, is now with Hank Calhoun and was now a champion for whatever long it took him to walk from the ring apron, to walk from the back room to the ring to get pinned and lose the title. So he's a two-time, I guess,
Double
tag
loser.
team champion somewhat. But we have new tag team
He's been able to
champions.
hold him very long, has he?
Southern. Battle of the Women, another one. Jensen, who was the first time we've seen her, but we did some research on her. She's been at it at least 5 years, guys.
Really?
I thought they said that was her debut match. It was not. She's been at it. I think she was trained by Congo Kong and Mark Vandy. So
I thought we maybe seen her somewhere
Maybe
before.
maybe
That
we
name
did.
had sounded familiar. I think I was telling Marcus that name sounded familiar.
yeah. So I was
I swear.
I'm not sure, but Kelly did some research for us, and yeah. So Jensen defeated Stella Buho. Johnny Christ has defeated Zay Cates to retain his AACW Heavyweight Champion. Main event: Justin Danger defeated Bobo Brazil Jr. to retain the AACW US title with help from Hank Calhoun, who somehow snuck in the front door, stuck in there, held Bobo's leg down. Yep, see, there he is, Justin Danger. He got his third win over Bobo. Codex come out there, seen Tony got pissed off and left his side and came over to our side because he couldn't handle his commentating colleagues anymore because they went to the side of Codex. So he said, "Hell with it."
You see how good that's going for Alex Bolton. He went to the dark side and he can't even get a damn website going now or something.
We'll cover that here in a minute.
Marks, I do have to correct you, just like Justin said. Party Guy is not the next contender. He's the next victim of Justin Danger.
Well, that's true, I guess. Well, we'll see. We will see. And it was funny how Preston won his match because he gave a strong drink to, Nelson Doolittle, who weighs like 50 pounds, took a strong drink of whatever was in the solo cup and passed out drunk, and Preston pinned him. Pretty interesting way to pin him. So that's how Preston became the number one contender for the whole damn USA US title. There you go, Justin. I got it. So it'll be interesting to see Justin Danger and the Party Boy come July 20th. So, all right. So that's what happened at AACW. Next day, me and Warren was at Warrior Pro in Danville, Indiana. Got to get it right. I thought it was a pretty solid show. Did you not, Warren? I thought they did very well that day. Christopher Gates defeated Miguel Murphy. Tyler Scott defeated Elijah Eros. New tag team champions from a team that I didn't remember seeing until they told me I'd seen them in Columbus. Sure enough, I'd seen them in Columbus years ago. The Agents of Chaos, David Knight and Tank, defeated Ruthless Domination. They are now the new Warrior Pro champions, tag team champions. T.Y. Ice defeated Haas Huxley. Cecil Cerveza defeated Joe Jitsu. I think that's how you say that. And J. Beeve and IK3 defeated D-Buck Sexton and the Warrior Pride champion Jared Kripke, who was substituting for Blake Money Wright. Interesting ending in that. IK3 helped J. win. Then IK3 attacked J. Beeve, and all three of them were attacking each other. Then IK3 decided, "Oh, hell with it, I'll attack the other two as well." So he went back to attacking Jared Kripke and D-Buck Sexton, and then he left. So he literally beat the shit out of everybody before it was all over with.
He super kicked the chair Buck was holding, and Buck ate a face full of metal chair, and then he proceeded to DVD Kripke through a table put up in the corner, and there was, to quote JR, mass carnage. It was something. He left. He just up and left after that. So,
After
anytime Buck Sexton he eats the steel chair, it has to be a good day.
That's not a bad thing. No?
But of course, he had to go back to the back
there.
by the snack bar. He had to go get his water. But so we don't know where that's going. We don't know whose team IK3's on, and Warren seems to think he might be an independent, the lone wolf, because he's been known as that before. So he may be going back to that. So, all right, that's what happened 2 weekends ago. All right. Friday night, Saturday night, the Don Basher Memorial weekend. Big night, big weekend. Seeing wrestlers from the past, seeing our wrestlers from the present, seeing our trainees, or it's the wrestlers from the future. Both nights were full houses, very emotional. Um, I don't know what else to say. Um, a good tribute to the man who made a lot of people in the state of Indiana, whether they want to admit it or not. Don Basher had a part in everybody's career prior to 2020, prior to 2020, whether you admit it or not, whether you're still with the dub or you're not. See, I'm going to go ahead and commentate a little bit anyway. Don Basher had a hand in your career, whether you want to admit it or not, plain and simple. So, thank you to everybody that showed up for that. Meant a lot to the Owens family. And here's what we seen. And to open the Don Basher Memorial Night 1, David Light defeated Jake Owen to retain the WCW Gunslinger Championship. That's a main event anywhere, and that's what they opened with. Now get this. What started out as Rachel Armstrong coming out and challenging one of the Real brothers. I don't remember which one. She called out one of the Real brothers. The Real brother came out and challenged Dex Royal. Dex Royal came out and challenged the other Real brother, and now it set up a fatal four-way for the four of them. And Damon Real pinned Damian Real to win the fatal four-way. So thanks to Kelly for helping me keep the Real guys, because I can't remember who's who. And even the ring announcer had to come out and says, "Which one are you?" So she could announce the right winner. So Malenko defeated the Russian, Cameron Cross, Hank Calhoun, Cruiser the Bullfrog, Adari, and Brody Bockins in a scramble match. Ruthless Domination defeated Mike Noble and Johnny Blaze to retain the WCW tag team titles. Carter Kaufman defeated Elijah Eros. Then they had an 8-man tag team with that one referee. He was the referee for the 8-man tag team. And side 1 had Jordan James, Kenneth James, TJ Powers, and Skull Crusher. Side 2 had Timmy Jackson, Cecil Cerveza, Max Sterling, and Pogo. Ended in a no contest, as you can only imagine. He couldn't keep track of those guys. Cameron Saturn defeated Zay Gates to retain his WCW title, and Jackson Morgan defeated Phoenix in a Monster Ball last man standing match. And that was pretty good. Pretty good. All right, night number 2, which is actually what we call the memorial show because that's when all the legends come back out. Playboy Bobby Colt was in attendance. Saul Creechman was in attendance. Bobo Jr. was there. We had a lot of the old guys there. So David Light, what's that say? I went back up there. That ain't right. Here we go. I thought I screwed up. All right. Opening match, David Light defeated Zay Gates to retain his Gunslinger title. Pogo and Max Sterling defeated the Russians. Bobo Brazil Jr. and TJ Powers defeated Austin James and Mike King. IK3 defeated Vinny Fischetti, who had Scott Romer in his corner. And TJ Powers won the 33-person 2024 Don Bash Memorial Battle Royal. So now I do have
33 people, man.
I have
Battle Royal. I saw he had that trophy already a spot in his living room for his trophy and everything.
Yep.
I have results from FEW, thanks to Alex.
We don't want to hear results.
As soon as Alex was done with his show, he made his way over to the Dub to do his part in paying tribute to Don Basher. So as soon as his show was over, they packed up and came over to the other one to watch it and pay his tribute. So just shows you what kind of person Don Basher was when people done that. So his show saw Elijah Eros defeating Christian Cash. Carter Kaufman defeated Leela Feast. Okay, Mitchell Taylor defeated Scarecrow, and that gives Aristocracy a shot at the FEW Tag Team Champions, and I'm assuming that's Paul Hubris and Jacob Rose as that team. Ryan Michaels defeated Ashton Adonis. Brandon Day defeated Cameron Saturn to win the vacant FEW Mid-Continental Champion, and after that was over, who showed up? Cold X. Come out of the woodwork. you ever been in the theater, you know they literally came out of the woodwork and beat up on Brandon Day. So Cold X has invaded FEW, and who knows where that's going because they were all there.
Man, and going
Yeah,
after Brandon Day.
Super Shane, that little Tanner Kelly bastard guy. See, that's what I call him. It's all in 11 and Justin Danger
Well, you know,
all there and attacked FEW and their Mid-Continental champion. So
Well, I guess we should have talked about FEW because Cold X was there.
yeah, I
So,
guess. Oh,
okay.
don't start.
yeah,
Should have let off with it. Should have just started right out with the.
Kelly's Hall of Fame cane also was in the Battle Royal,
Okay, cool.
which was kind of funny because Mike King told me to throw it to him, and I threw it to him, but I couldn't quite get him there, and it hit Wade Silver the back because he was standing at the corner because it was a Battle Royal. It was more of a Royal Rumble, and he turned around and said, "Oh, I'm sorry," but yep, Kelly's cane made an appearance at the Battle
Marcus
Royal.
is turning the hill down, hitting
Yeah, Marcus is
referees.
hitting
Oh
referees.
no, I got to keep track with Kelly. I can't. Got to stay on Tony's side. He can't go by himself.
That's true. I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
I'm working on Mike King. I want to get him away from that Calhoun character called X. So.
Good luck. I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
happen.
It's a good weekend. A good weekend. And I think I got y'all caught up on the shows that I've been to.
One thing I want to touch on real quick, I agree with you, Marcus. And I never got to meet Don Basher. I've just met, his son and his grandson and know the job that Joey does. All these people that worked for Don Basher, they should be coming out of the woodwork to be at these memorial shows. And I mean, all of them should be. Don Basher evidently did a lot for a lot of people. I've seen some of the pictures and heard some of the stories of all the people that's wrestled there. I don't know the percentage, but I would say pretty high percentage of the people that's out here wrestling in the state of Indiana has went through the dub.
Mm-hmm.
A big percentage.
If you have more than 5 years under your belt, I guarantee you've probably been in the dub sometime.
Yeah, so they should pay their respects. That's just my opinion. So,
I can't say what I know, but you haven't seen nothing yet out of WCWO.
No.
Me and Joey talked on Saturday, and you guys just wait.
Yeah, I didn't even told you.
All the ones bad mouthing the dub. What's going to happen has never been done that I'm aware of.
No.
You just wait. So, like I said, I don't care who you support. You know who I support.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
Okay, well, we'll start off with our top 5 independent wrestling. Chris, did you get yours done?
Yeah, well, I didn't get to write it down.
Oh, you didn't get to write down? We know it pretty much? Okay, I'll let you go first.
You want to write it down and I'll do mine?
Oh, no, I'm good. Number one, I'll have Cameron Sider, number 1. Justin Danger, number 2. I'm going to go with Zay Gates at 3. And then that was basically all I had in my head.
Okay.
The top 3 for this week.
I know you ain't got a lot of room in your head, so.
And we haven't seen as much this month. We didn't see as much
I know.
as much in the month of June as we have like normal.
I'm gonna go next, Marcus. I'll let you go last. You've seen more shows.
Not very many more.
My number 5 was Zay Gates because he's still the DCCW U.S. champion and got to see him defend that and stuff. Next is War Ready Malenko was my number 4. My number 3 is Justin Danger. He's the AAC U.S. champion. He did defend his belt, against Bobo, and whether you like the way he won or not, he did win. Number 2, Johnny Crisis. I thought had a great performance at AACW. He's their heavyweight champion. And my number 1's Cameron Saturn, WCWO Outlaw champion. I go with that because, in my opinion, the Outlaw Championship's the most important championship in Indiana. I think if you're holding that, I think you're definitely could be an argument that you're the top guy. So that's what I have with my number 1. So Marcus, what you got?
I want to make a side note. War Ready Malenko won the CIW championship in Ohio. So he is now, and I congratulated him, he is now a champion in Ohio. I guess that's
Marcus, I got a question. Is it Ohio or I thought it was Michigan?
well. The way he talked, it's that little loop up there covers the
Okay.
corner of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. He wanted in Ohio, but it may be based out of Michigan.
I think they run both places.
Both places. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
way
why
he
I was
talked-
quite confused.
Yeah,
I
He
think it
wanted
was.
to
I think
know.
right across the border in Camden, Michigan. If I think I remember saying things right. That's
yeah.
that's
That
where I'm
little-
from, in that little area right there, that tri-state area. So yeah.
So congratulations to him. I did not see it, so I can't put him on. But I did congratulate him when I see him over the weekend. That hey, I see you won a belt in another state. That's great. So, all right, here's my top 5. Again, Kelly was sick. We missed a lot of shows in June. So, as like Chris said, these are limited because I didn't go to many shows in June because of Kelly's illness. But I had number 5. I had David Light, who defended his territorial title 2 nights in a row against 2 of the top men in the state, Jake Oman and Zay Gates. Again, we won't go how he won it, but he did pin them both. So, number 4, I have the new WPW champions, the David Knight and Tank, for defeating Ruthless. At number 3, I have the new AACW Tag Team champions, Damon DeVille and Travis Southern. Sorry, Justin, you're still at number 2. Justin Danger, 3rd win over Bobo. And number 1, I put at the 2024 Don Bash Memorial Battle Royal winner, TJ Powers, number 1, who went
Now-
through 33 people and a king.
It's just Indiana-based stuff because I mean I'll put an honorable mention in there for the guy you and I both saw, Marcus, Mr. Jimmy Carrot.
Yes. See, how we do our top 5s is Indiana and shows we've seen. And I did put, Jimmy Carrot is a honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yes. Because he was Illinois, up the loft. Illinois guy. But yes, and man, get him over here. We need to get him over here. Well, we're all freezing up.
Yeah.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were scrambled a little bit, but I heard you.
You're a little. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
sort of
I love
too.
Jimmy Carrot. I love Jimmy Carrot. Like I said, first time I seen him, I said, "You've got to be kidding me!" But then he wrestles like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
I take
I
all
said,
that back.
Yeah, you didn't even see him in the match where he won the title. I mean, I was there for that one, and then I was there at the last one too. Yeah, he's not only ring and wrestling, but the mic work, the crowd work, the look.
Yeah, well, that's what I laughed at the first time. He came with the barrel on his head, walked in Danville, Illinois, over at the Rabbit Town. I'm thinking, you got to be shitting me. But they took the barrel off and he showed exactly how he can work. Like, I fell in love with it. Like, I take that back. Don't judge the book by its cover. So, 7 o'clock.
He's making fun of our Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't even
Oh, look, he points at it and goes out.
show. Usually it'll show if if our Wi-Fi is messing up. It wouldn't even show me that time. Just all seemed picked it up.
Every time Marcus talks. Oh, Marcus, did you get your top 5 done? I think
I
you
did.
didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm gonna do my top 5 pro wrestling, and did a little bit different this week. I had a tie for number 5 with Cody Rhodes and Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay put on a great match last night at their pay-per-view, which I'll go into in a little bit. But that's my number 5. My number 4 is Judgment Day, the whole group. I think what they're doing is fantastic. My number 3 is Braun Breaker. My number 2 is Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Not even hardly touching each other yet, and still having a great feud. And my number 1 thing, pro wrestling for this month was the Wyatt Six. I just absolutely love that and what they got going on there. So that was my number 1 for the pro wrestling for this week.
You think the Wyatt Six will do something to McAfee tonight since he'll be at Raw and went there last week?
They might. I mean, I think there was something planned.
I think they were going to do something last Monday, and then he had a family emergency and that couldn't be there.
Yeah, his father-in-law passed away. Okay, my next subject was the NWA. Real quick, just want to say I watched the show this week. Had a really great junior heavyweight title match with Joe Alonzo and Jack Cartwheel. Definitely something you guys should search out and watch. I thought it was really good. We're down to the final 4 tag teams in the Crockett Cup. We're going to have the Immortals against Blunt Force Trauma and the Southern Six against Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox. That'll be coming up probably next week or the next couple weeks. So definitely check that out. That drops every Tuesday on the CW app. So definitely something to check out. Next up, AEW Forbidden Door. I'm not going to go through the whole card because I don't want to do 15 matches. They had 5 on the pre-show and 10 on the main show. But I give it a 7 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 on my rating. These are the matches that I kind of liked. I got 3 or 4 here. One thing I did want to mention, I didn't like MJF opening the show, the first match. To me, Warren, I don't know how you feel about it. To me, he's their biggest star. I know you can argue maybe Ospreay but to me, before that, for a year, he was their biggest star. And have him in a first match against a guy I can't say his name and don't even know who he is. to be just being perfectly honest,
the CMLL guy.
It wasn't a bad match.
Like that.
Yeah, wasn't a bad match or anything. It just seemed pretty lackluster to have him the first match in kind of his hometown too. So I didn't quite understand that.
I think maybe they were trying to table set. You know, get the crowd going with him. Because, I mean, also, if you look at further down, I mean, the main event, and then what happened with the ladies' match. If you would have put, I mean, and maybe they're fearing overshadowing him by putting him in with all that. Oh. Yeah.
Other match I thought was really good was Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. Really liked that match. Loved the finish of the match with Orange Cassidy having to tap out. Well, he couldn't tap out. He couldn't move any part of his body. He had to stay equipped, basically. I liked it. I liked that a lot. I was really impressed with Stephanie. I believe I'm saying it right. Vekur, the lady from CML. I tell you what, I thought she looked fantastic in that match. I thought she looked great. Mercedes, well, she did okay. I think the crowd kind of turned on her. They was trying to say because they were in New York City. They wasn't in New York City. They was basically where they was at. They're New York Mets fans. They're not Yankee fans against the Boston Red Sox. So they turned on her because they turned on her. Didn't have anything. The announcers was trying to say because they were Yankee fans and against the Red Sox. That was a bunch of bullshit. But she's a heel and she's got to be a heel.
It's gonna have to be now with DMD coming out at the end. So
yeah.
The other girl was more impressive than Mercedes was, in my opinion.
She looked fantastic.
Yeah, Bakur's been all over. She's been in Japan. They
need to sign her. If they want to sign somebody, I think they should sign her. I thought she looked really good. And then the main event, like I brought up earlier, Swerve Strickland and Ospreay put on a great match. Really, really enjoyed it. Definitely the match of the show for me. Brian Danielson and I think his name Tagi.
Oh yeah,
Shingo. Yeah, that was a pretty good match too. But I really enjoyed the Swerve Strickland Will Ospreay match. Pretty good show. Had over 10,000 people there. Wasn't quite a sellout, but they still had a pretty good show. So we'll see if they can build some momentum going into their big show coming up over in England. So they've got a couple months, 6 weeks, 7 weeks before that show.
Yeah,
see if they can.
They got the beach break coming up here Wednesday, so they're gonna get some more stuff going in there. They got that whole wild card against Jarrett. I mean, a lot of people are pointing to Hangman, but I mean, with like we heard today with Ricochet,
could it be Ricochet?
Jack? I mean, they may tease Hangman, but then the wild card may be someone else. So
Yeah, I don't know who it's going to be. I would think it's going to be Hangman.
yeah,
I think there's a story because there's a story between Hangman and Swerve, and the winner of that tournament goes up against the champion. So
which I mean
at
bums
that
me
pay-per-view.
out. Bums me out just knowing that how close of a friend Jarrett was to Owen. Like after watching his little promo,
Yeah.
I was like, God, I really would like to see Jarrett win it just because of that.
Well, today on Busted Open, Bully Ray and them was talking about that, but they also think the crowd will crap on it if they do
Yeah.
it. That's the AEW pay per view.
Did you watch that pay per view, Warren?
No, I didn't. I wasn't drawn to it. My take on what I would like to see from Forbidden Door is I would like to see what it was. I would like to see just matches from other people against AEW. No belts. You don't need to have anything. Let's put a New Japan guy up against an AEW guy. Let's put a CML guy up and just have those matches that you're not always going to see. But I wasn't fully drawn into the card to spend the money on it. So no, I didn't watch it. I just paid attention from a distance.
Yeah, I watched, I think, one match and maybe parts of another, and that was about it.
I watched all 5.5 hours of it. I even watched the pre-show.
So yeah, so do you see my guy Hiromu Takahashi, the time bomb for it's part of Los Ingobernables? That was remember a long time ago we talked about Dream Match and stuff. I talked about him. He's an amazing super junior, and I'm glad they were able to get him on TV for a couple matches in the States.
And that was a pretty good match too. The match he was in, that was pretty good. That was the last match on the pre-show. And actually probably should have been on the main show. Okay, next up I'm gonna bring up. Not gonna go through all the matches, but coming up this Sunday, NXT has a pay-per-view, July 7th. Just want to bring up NXT because they're doing really good right now. Their ratings are up about 25% from this time last year. They're really doing a good job. They've got about 10,000 seats already filled for this show. So doing pretty well, especially after a pay-per-view, because there's one Saturday night, Money in the Bank. I think they're in the same arena, and they're selling tickets good for that. So got a big NXT heavyweight title match: Trick Williams against Javon Evans, Ethan Page, and Sean Spears. That's going to be the main event. Then you've got Obafemi against Wes Lee. Wes Lee never lost that North American Championship. He had to relinquish it. He's going against Femi to try to get it back. And then the other match I was going to bring up is Roxanne Perez against Lola Vice. I think Perez is going to win, but Vice is really coming on strong, looking really good. So just wanted to mention the NXT pay-per-view. Definitely something people might want to check out Sunday night. And now I'm going to go through the card and get you guys' predictions for Money in the Bank. It's happening this Saturday in Toronto. First match I got down is the men's Money in the Bank match. Already qualified as Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, LA Knight, and then there's a match tonight that is featuring one of these people will also be added to that. It's Dragunov, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. That should be a heck of a match tonight. And so one of those guys will go in to the match. So what do you guys think? Who do you think's coming out to get that Money in the Bank? Who's going to be the winner? What do you think, Chris? Got Hayes, Andrade, Gable, and then either Drew McIntyre, Ilya Dragunov, or Sheamus.
I'm going to say LA Knight.
Most people are saying Jey Uso, but I don't know with the story going on. I don't know if they need Uso to go. I'm going to go with a wild card. I'm going to go with Andrade. I don't know if you guys can hear. Warren or Marcus, you want to go next if you can hear us?
Yeah, you want to go, Marcus?
Chad Gable hasn't held a secondary title yet, has he? Has he been the Intercontinental Champ yet or the U.S. Champ?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then I doubt they'll put the U.S. title or the World title on him yet. I'll go Jey Uso probably. Again, I don't think he needs it, but I have a feeling that's where they'll go with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to think. I mean, because if it was night, oh, they went out. So while they're out, if it was night, then that's SmackDown. And I don't see them putting Night up against because they're teasing Orton. So I guess it is money. It's Money in the Bank, so it could be any time. So it doesn't have to be.
I'd like to see Chad Gable win it, but if he hasn't had one of the like the U.S. or the Intercontinental belt yet, they normally don't put the world title on them until they've held to see how they do holding the other ones first.
And I don't know if they want to run the risk like they did with Austin Theory and put it on someone new like Mello, still so fresh. I mean, it would be interesting if it did go to Jay and we run this bloodline thing down the road to where Solo somehow manages to get a belt.
Yeah, because he can play with that for a year.
Yeah.
Look how long Damian Priest had it. He had it almost a year.
But like I say, yeah, like you said, Jay doesn't need it to get over, and he
Chad's
may get
not ready for
it. Jay may get wrapped up with if the Wyatt Six try to go after him. He's got that. Drew's gonna be Drew gets in, he's gonna be going up against Punk. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they see some way they write Braun Breaker into that.
Well, remember that one year, Brock Lesnar wasn't even there, and he walked in and won it. So,
and that's what they're sort of teasing with Braun is he's just sort of a loose cannon doing his own thing. But of all the guys, and hey, they're back. I mean, I guess LA Knight could probably make the most sense. I think he could use it and work it. But I threw out there the whole concept just hit my head. What if somehow Braun Breaker works his way into this? If they can hear me.
I don't think. I need to learn sign language. Yep.
I only know the one sign language.
Yeah, well, never mind.
To do the classic Garrett Morris, the headmaster for the School of the Hard of Hearing. Ken!
Call him on the phone.
What's that, Tony?
I'll call Tony and we'll just put the speaker up together. I see Joe Monroe. Joe Monroe, if you're still in if you're still here, glad you joined us.
Hi, Joe.
Joe's one of my buddies from down in Kentucky.
Yeah, cool.
He was the one I did the interview with.
Yeah, awesome.
Podcasters Appreciation and good man.
Awesome. They're gonna look like they're giving another try here.
Over Austin Diamond. Wish I was there for that.
Only a third time's a charm for him.
Yep, he's still on there. Joe's still on there.
I don't. I think I have what you have, so I don't know who's in and who isn't.
Oh, I bet that Cold X broke into this. No, I think that'd be funny if they had. Oh, I think that'd be funny if they had.
I mean, they already got me. I can be their inside guy. So maybe it was me. Maybe I let them in. Maybe I gave them the passcode.
Yes, Justin. That's right.
While I mean, I'm not part of the family, and I don't sit at the table. I mean, I can still help them out. Could be a child of X.
Justin Danger says technical difficulties. That makes me wonder if they're not like it. Oh, Joe, you don't know Shane well enough to saying statements like that. Joe says he likes Shane and Neb. Sounds like he's on the Cold X side too.
There's nothing.
Sounds like he's on the Cold X side too.
Yes, Joe. Yes. Cold X is a beautiful family.
Shit.
They're not the bad guys, Marcus. They're the good guys.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Joe. Shooting with Shane was cool on your show, but Many things have happened since that day. He split G.W.R in half practically. I still think that's funny when Tony threw his headphones down in Sharpsville and come over to where I was at.
I'm definitely penciling in the next show to try to get there. So.
Oh yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I do. I know. We got the newer car now. We're working on a second one. So right now we're only running with one car. So everyone out in the GWR world knows now War and Misery only has one vehicle. So.
Codex is invading other wrestling promotions, Joe. They attacked the show on Sunday in Greenfield. Of course, they run Roughhouse in AACW in Sharpsville. And they've recruited Chris. They've recruited my wife, War and Misery, Alex. Me and Tony are about the only ones still fighting on this side. You guys hear us?
Good fight. Yep.
Joe Monroe's in the chat, Tony. That's the guy who did the podcaster appreciation month down in Kentucky. We're trying to fill him in on how bad Shooting with Shane really is. And he may be a nice guy, but not always.
No, he's a dick.
Yep, say a cult.
Definitely. Bunch of Kool-Aid drinkers.
You guys will join eventually.
No, this isn't Jim Jones. No, we're not Jim Jones drinking Kool-Aid. It's not David Koresh and his people in a building. We're not wearing track suits and tennis shoes like Heaven's Gate. No.
Like David Koresh, are all going to get burnt up.
All right. Well, who'd you end up saying? I said Jey Uso. And
I'm going LA Knight. I think he can blend that into his character.
Okay. Okay, we got through that finally. It'll take an hour, but next one is the women's Money in the Bank match. Io Sky is qualified. Chelsea Green. They have a match also tonight between Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Ivy Nile. One of those ladies will also be added to the match. So who do you think they're going to go with, guys? I'm going with Tiffany Stratton.
You pause. Run them through one more time.
Yeah, run the ladies down again.
Okay. Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Leah Vackery, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and then either Dakota Kai or Zoe Starks or Ivy Nile. That's a match tonight. One of those ladies will go into the match. And I'm going with Tiffany Stratton.
I agree. Stratton.
I want to see Zoe Stark win it.
That's who I'd like to see win it, but I think it's going to be Tiffany. What do you think, Chris?
I'll go Io Sky. Justin Danger says Valkyrie.
Yeah, but she would be back to back. That's true. Okay, next matchup is for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn puts the title against Braun Breaker. And
I think Breaker's going to win.
I'm going with Breaker.
I think Breaker's going to win it.
I'm gonna go Zayn. I'm gonna play on the other side here. Like I've said with his unpredictable character that Braun has, I think with him losing, he could do that whole throw a fit, go nuts, and Zayn being the underdog and how he.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be.
Tony, did you watch the Steiner brother bio?
No, I did not.
When you do, you'll see Bobo Brazil Jr. on there.
Really?
As Calypso Jim, when Steiner wins his title from Great Wojo in Cincinnati,
yes,
you will know who Bo Jr. is. He's very young, but he was on the show.
I mean, I seen Calypso wrestle. So yeah, I remember him.
Okay, yeah, he was on there.
Okay, next up, 6-man match. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton against the Bloodline. One thing we don't know, you got Sikoa, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa, and now you got Jacob Fatu. So I don't know what 3 it's going to be. They haven't officially announced. I'm I'm going to go with. I think it's going to be the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. That's the smart thing to do.
I'm gonna here's as I was thinking. Here's my take on it. I think it's gonna go to Cody and the guys by disqualification.
Okay.
I think
Oh, I can
I
see
think
that too.
I think Hikulu, whatever the youngest brother, the tall one's gonna show up,
Okay.
cost the match.
I can see that. I think the
gonna-
Bloodline will dominate the match, but yeah, you're right. They may not win it, but they'll probably
gonna
dominate.
just disqualify and just continue to beat them down because there's nothing on the line. There's no titles. There's no spot. So I think they're going to want to extract the revenge out of them.
Okay. Chris,
Or we can see something where Orton messes up and we get an Orton versus Rhodes. So.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I think it's going to happen eventually. I just don't know whether they're going to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
They keep dropping hints. They've dropped hints the last 2 weeks on SmackDown. I just don't know whether they're going to go to it.
I think Rhodes. Then.
Think Rhodes and them's going to win? Okay. And then I assume it's going to be the main event. Damian Priest putting the belt on the line against Seth Rollins. But there is a stipulation here that's kind of interesting. If Rollins loses, it's his last opportunity. He gets at the title as long as Damian Priest has it. So he cannot challenge for the world title as long as Priest has it. But if Priest loses this match, he has to leave the Judgment Day. He has to quit the Judgment Day. So that's the stipulation. So
Yeah, I'm going to keep it on Priest.
I think it needs to stay on Priest myself also.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I mean, we don't know how 100% Rollins is. They could maybe brought him in just to give a little boost, take the loss, let Priest have the belt for a little while longer. He loses it to, say, Gunther. Rollins is healthy, comes back later in main event stuff. But also, you could see with Priest or with Balor and JD, maybe try and think they're going to help him and screw up to where Rollins wins. It'll be an interesting one. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's interesting to see what direction they'd go with this.
What do you think, Chris?
I think Priest is going to win. I don't think they're going to take it off Priest yet.
I think he's going to end up out of the Judgment Day eventually. I just don't know if it's going to happen that way.
Right.
So you just got a couple of topics here, a few things. Wanted to get you guys' take. I think everybody, for the most part, has seen the Wyatt Six by now. And then also, I don't know if everybody's seen the interview with Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas doing an interview with each other. Or Uncle Howdy interviewing Bo Dallas, supposedly. I thought the opening with the Wyatt Six 2 weeks ago was outstanding. Really enjoyed it. And I thought the follow-up with Uncle Howdy and how he asked questions to Bo Dallas and the type of questions he asked was more important. You know, do you think that you're tarnishing the legacy? I think they hit it head on. I think that they didn't shy away from it, keeping it real. So I really enjoyed it. Now we'll see where they go from here. But what do you guys think so far?
Well, I didn't see the Uncle Howdy interview, but I do like the way they introduced him. That was very well done.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, and I don't know if any of you guys or anyone had a chance. I think it was last week. I sort of did a little live talking about the one thing that popped in my head was how a gimmick can absolutely make a wrestler, because we can all be very honest with ourselves. How many people cared about Gacy, cared about Dexter Lumis, gave a darn about Redbeard, and Bo and Nikki? How many people really cared about them when they were just individuals, and they put this gimmick into them, and they're the hottest thing in wrestling right now? I think that just shows how important a gimmick can be to a career. And I think it's amazing. And I liked them all to begin with, so it's not like, and I like what's going on. So this isn't me trying to downplay anything. I'm just sort of pointing out how it's amazing what a gimmick can do, a really good quality placed gimmick can do for a wrestler.
I agree with you 100%. I think they're doing great so far. The question still is how it's going to translate when they get into the ring.
I think it's going to be split, just like Bray was. I think they're going to be themselves, and I think they're going to have that in their heads.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting. I've enjoyed it so far of what I've seen. The next topic up here, did you have anything, Chris, on that? Have you seen any of it?
I haven't seen the interview part. I did see the debut of the White Six, and I thought it was well done. I really liked it. I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Next thing I got is the Bloodline. See what you guys think. 2 weeks ago, G.W.R made his debut and came out in big fashion, basically destroyed Orton and Cody and Owens by himself. And then this week, taking out the Bloodline, destroyed Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman refused to recognize Solo as the new tribal chief and said Roman Reigns was his tribal chief, and they destroyed him. Hit him with something that you don't see a lot of anymore. He hit him with the flying headbutt off of the top rope, and then all three of them drove him through a table. And I thought Heyman's facial expressions, I thought Heyman, the way he laid in a heap. What was really cool, they said you could tell that he hadn't slept for about 2 or 3 days, so his eyes was red, hadn't shaved, hadn't colored his hair. I mean, he looked disheveled. He looked terrible. It really added to the visuals. I thought it was fantastic, and everybody's been going crazy. But people who'd been saying the Bloodline was lacking now saying the Bloodline's the best thing going to wrestling again. So I think people just got to be patient and let things pan out. I mean, they purposely was holding things back with the Bloodline. They're building up, and I think the same thing. People's got to be patient with the White Six, not get carried away, and just let it play out. And I think it's going to be good. And I do agree. Joe Monroe says it's going to be definitely going to be heading to War Games. Yeah, I definitely see that in the future. I would think. What'd you guys think? If you guys seen it, anything with Jacob Fatu in the Bloodline?
I didn't see it. All I could say is I think getting rid of Heyman was a good thing in the way they done it. It's time to move on to the next generation of the table, I guess, the Bloodline. And, yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they go. I don't think they need Heyman this time around. So,
I got a question because there's the guy that used to be Umanga's manager at one time. I can't think of his name right off. Estrada. He's thrown out that he may be the new manager for them guys. Do you think they need a manager, or do you think they'll bring a manager for them? His own counsel.
I don't think they should, because I think it will play into better with the whole concept of Solo being headstrong and thinking that what he knows what he's doing and the shots he's calling are the right shots, and it'll help keep them going. I don't really think they need another guy. I think Heyman needs to stay where he's at with, they bring back, even like Marcus said, this young bloodline, they're going to bring in, you can see them bringing in the old bloodline. I mean, there's plenty that could be done there. So I don't think they need that. I think that will help play the story off of them being for lack of a better word, the young bucks of the whole thing, and then I'm thinking they're better and they don't need it, and said, yeah, definitely let's keep Armando.
Yeah.
Last I know he's in Arizona. He had a hot dog restaurant when I was down in Arizona. I went to go see him. So
yeah, I think the leader of that group will eventually. The guy that's going to be really calling the shots, in my opinion, is going to be The Rock. That's what I think. Eventually, it'll come out, but we'll see. Okay, the next thing I had big news hit last week or two ago. I think it was last week. WWE coming to Indy 2025 Royal Rumble, and then also we're going to be getting the SummerSlam and the WrestleMania on down the line, and the WrestleMania and the SummerSlam both of them will be 2 days. So don't think the Royal Rumble is going to be here. At least they've not announced that at this time, if it will be. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, I think got to give Indy a lot of credit for going out there and getting this deal. First time ever, any kind of deal like that done.
Also, I also heard today a guy talking on radio, but it was that it was also going to bring other shows to Indiana. Not, I guess, not just like Indianapolis, but Evansville, Fort Wayne, and some other places as well.
It'd be very interesting.
Which I know Evansville has a Raw here in a few weeks, but that was already scheduled before this deal. But the way they were talking on the radio, it was going to bring other events to Indiana, other WWE events to Indiana as well, not just the pay-per-view, the main pay-per-view.
Well, they may do maybe on a Monday Night Raw. Maybe they do a Raw. Maybe they do a Raw after that event in Fort Wayne or Evansville.
Well, they used to. I mean, they used to run Raws and SmackDowns out of Fort Wayne. Yep. I remember that.
I remember that too.
Yep.
War Memorial Coliseum is pretty big one to you can definitely pull it off in. Maybe
Ball State Arena.
We had one at Ball State years ago. They
I think they did one Notre Dame at one time too, didn't they?
Yeah,
something at Notre Dame at one time too.
Yeah, they did Raw in Muncie. And I think that's pretty cool. Definitely going to get tickets for sure for the Royal Rumble and definitely for WrestleMania. Probably will for SummerSlam too. But
it'll let me check. I mean, I've been to Mania, so now I can check off Rumble and SummerSlam, and I'll be at 3 of the 4, and I'll be just one away. So.
Yeah,
I've been to SummerSlam.
One I've been to also. Well, the next thing I got up is a bracket real quick. We'll run through. I've got the greatest specialty matches of all time. This was also done by the Top 10's website. And first of all, number one is Hell in the Cell against the number 16 Exploding Ring match. They were done a lot in Japan.
Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, the one that we seen from AEW Exploding Ring match didn't work too well.
That was the first thing. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
I've seen those Japanese ones. That was the first thing I thought of was the Japanese ones.
Well, Terry fucking Mick Foley, yeah. I'll tell you how that's fake because Mick Foley's part of the Hell in the Cell too.
Yeah.
Hell in the Cell.
All right,
I think Hell in the Cell being the number 1 seed is
over in Japan. Anita,
is a little high myself.
He's the king of death matches over there, but it's Hell in the Cell. You just got it.
Hell in the Cell. Okay. Next up, number 8 seed against the number 9 seed. Number 8, Last Man Standing match, or number 9, Money in the Bank.
Oh, I like Last Man Standing.
Last Man, yeah.
More violence than that.
I prefer Last Man Standing too, but also the Money in the Bank add a lot, because of the prize. So I can see it both ways.
I like the Last Man Standing because you've seen so many iterations of ways to like heels to get over, the concepts, and it leads to more interesting sets. Like, who was the Owens and Reigns one? Wasn't like he did the forklift on them, so he couldn't get up.
Yep. They've done it where they've handcuffed them. Different things. Yes. What do you think, Chris? You think the same thing?
Yeah, I'll go with Last Man as well.
And next up, number 5 against number 12. Number 5, hardcore match versus number 12, pajama prison match.
Hardcore.
Hardcore.
You can hardly see
Come
it.
on, how could you go against the pajama prison match, man?
Hey, that first
I couldn't see it. All I see was bamboo. That's all I see in that match.
Well, the bamboo wasn't bamboo. It was steel, and about killed those guys.
Well,
that's what.
Still,
for the first time, they said that first match that it was awful to be in that match. Next up, number 4. This is an interesting one. Number 4, Royal Rumble against number 13, Ultimate X.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I have seen a few of those.
Ooh, I love Ultimate X matches.
Mm.
I loved early Ultimate X matches.
I agree with you, but I got to go with the Rumble. It's just
I'm always a Rumble guy. I'm always a Rumble guy. But yeah, them Ultimate X's, that was impressive how they pulled those off.
Oh, Sabin, Shelley, Daniels, AJ. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Rumble. I
think Rumble
it's hard to beat the Rumble.
Yeah,
it's like Ferrari and Bugatti here. Which one do you want?
We'll see what you guys think about this one. Number 6, a battle royal. That's pretty basic anymore. At number 11, buried alive match. Over just a standard battle royal. I love buried alive. I'm going with buried alive.
Yeah, I could.
Me too.
Yeah, if you sat there and you told me here's 2 main events, I'd want to see a buried alive match over a battle royal.
No, yeah, because battle royals anymore are boring. I mean,
Yeah, because once you got the Royal Rumbles and
Yeah. That's why I'm glad they turned the Basher Memorial. It wasn't a battle royal; they turned it into a Royal Rumble style match. So it wasn't everybody in the ring throwing each other out. They intermittently
You
came
could almost
in.
already see ahead of time based on everyone in the ring. Oh, that's the person that's going to walk out.
number 3 against number 14. 3 TLC match against number 14, a barbed wire match.
Yeah, it depends on where I'm at.
Yeah,
If I'm in
Almost
Philly,
had
I've got to
TLC.
see a barbed wire.
depends on who's in the barbed wire match.
Yeah, that too.
I've seen a lot more TLC matches. So I'm going to go with TLC.
You can do a lot in the TLC. I'll go with that as well.
I barbed wire. I mean,
See, I'm with Justin Danger. Depends on your opponents.
yeah,
It does.
but barbed wire just because it's a more, for lack of a better word, interesting match to see how they
I'm
would
on
try.
TLC as well.
On TLC. Okay.
Danger went TLC.
It's fine. I'm not.
You're going with Called X now, huh?
Yep.
Asshole. Next up, number 7 against 10. I Quit was number 7. Number 10, just a regular ladder match.
I quit.
Well, yeah, if that's the two, I'll go
I Quit for me too. I'm old school. I love the I Quit matches. That Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard. There's been a lot of great ones. But
Yeah,
that one's
Funk and Flair. Yep.
Rock and Mankind with the famous recording.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that ended up because I quit. Yep, because he said that on Raw and a promo. Yep, that was fantastic.
Everybody going with I Quit.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2 against number 15. Elimination Chamber number 2 against 15. Iron Man match.
No, I like Elimination Chamber.
It's tough for me because I'm a big Iron Man fan.
I am too. If you get 2 guys that can actually go the distance, Iron Man matches are supposed to be an hour. They don't do hour Iron Mans anymore because guys don't have cardio for it.
Yeah.
Now they just do short Iron Man. But if you go the distance, put like Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, that could do hours
I will say Flair was one of the kings at them Iron Man matches.
because he could do it. He can go the hour.
I agree. I'd go with the Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Elimination Chamber, but yeah. So
Well, the early ones
it's all about the people in it. You can't. You don't have.
Okay, next up we got Hell in a Cell against Last Man Standing. I mean, there was some early on. There was really some good Hell in a Cell, but anymore they're watered down.
Mhm.
Guys, I'm going Last Man Standing.
I am too. You're right. Exactly right. They were good in the beginning, but anymore they're not a novelty anymore. They keep having too many of them.
And they're very spot specific.
Yep.
You know, at some point in time, a door is going to get taken off, or a cage part's going to fall out, and they're going to climb the cage and tease stuff up top, and then climb back down. So I mean, yeah, a Last Man Standing, just because that can involve so much stuff.
And all over the building. Yep.
It's always great when you get them both there. It's like you're getting close to that 10, and they make those dives. So.
I would say Hell in the Cell, but Last Man Standing is going to win because that's what everybody's thinking.
Next up, a hardcore match or the Royal Rumble.
Royal
Rumble.
I think so too.
I say Rumble.
Next up, TLC against Buried Alive.
I'll go Buried Alive.
I gotta go Buried Alive too, because sometimes I feel like TLC, it's sort of similar to Hell in a Cells now. They become sort of a spot fest almost.
Well, yeah, you see a lot of
I like
TLC. You don't
TLC.
really see Buried
Well,
Alive anymore. They're very
That's the thing. We
specific.
haven't seen a lot of Buried Alives.
Very
I've
specific.
seen a lot more
Because you
TLC.
don't have Barry Gordy around anymore to be the executioner.
That's true.
Put anybody in a hood.
That's why they put Barry. That's why they put him in the hood. He was. I didn't realize the kind of shape he was in at the time. Until I watched that show on him, and he wasn't in any shape. They could have put him out there. He had to be in a hood. I don't know. I think I'm going TLC. Where you going, Chris?
I'm going TLC.
So what did you? Marcus went Buried Alive.
Very live.
What'd you go? Okay, we're 2-2. I need somebody to step up here.
Oh, Joe Monroe said Buried Alive.
Okay, well, I think we're going Buried Alive then.
Thank you, Joe.
Next up, I Quit against Elimination Chamber. I prefer I Quit.
I quit.
I'll go with I Quit.
Okay, our final four. Last Man Standing, which was a number 8 seed, going against the Royal Rumble, which was a 4 seed.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I
Rumble.
think I got to give it to Rumble, barely though.
I'll go Rumble as well.
And then we've got Buried Alive, which was an 11 seed, going against I Quit match, which was a 7 seed. I got to go I Quit.
I quit. Yeah.
I agree.
So, guys, which would you prefer, Rumble or I Quit match?
Royal Rumble. That's my match of all time. I love Royal Rumbles. I have ever since the days.
I do too.
Yeah.
Love I Quit matches too, though.
I Quit matches are nice.
Seen some
You
really
can
good
build
ones.
it up. You can build it up and you can build it up. Like we've actually seen the last couple of them with Styles and Rhodes and Edge and Christian. I'm sorry, Copeland and Christian.
Yep.
You can really build it up and do it. But I mean, yeah, there's just something about the Royal Rumble and the entrances and who's there, who isn't, and some of the ways and
Kofi Kingston.
yeah, looks on, you know.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the Rumble, even though I almost prefer I Quit, but I agree. I can see why Rumble would be.
The comeback, you know, the Triple H coming back, Edge coming back, Cena coming back, you know, and just appearing at these Rumbles and
Diesel making a surprise entrance.
Austin tossing everyone out and sitting on the turnbuckles just waiting for people and just
Well, one I really liked a few years ago when Brock Lesnar was eliminating everybody, and then Drew came out and kicked him out of the ring, kind of a surprise. I really like that one. So,
and then
I
you had the was it Batista Cena, where McMahon tore both his quads coming in the ring.
yeah. Better to the ring,
I don't know why they didn't let it be dual winners. They let Brett and Lex be dual winners. Why couldn't they let them be dual winners? So instead of Vince McMahon having to burn up his ass, he ended up hurting himself, acting like an idiot to get down there. But everybody's wondering, why the hell are you sitting down? That makes no sense. Yeah, that.
Well, guys, I thought Hell in a Cell being a number 1 was an awful high seed.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell when it first came out was really good, but it really got watered down.
My take on all of them is the options that you have within that match. Are you limited with what you can do? Story and can you tell stories? Can you do things? Because I mean, the first one, Bad Blood, it did it. Kane coming down. That's gotta be Kane.
And then but after Undertaker threw Foley off the top of the cage, it was kind of hard. I mean, you've had other guys go off the cage, but it's kind of hard to. You don't
want to see it again. That's the thing, is you don't want to see it again.
The thing is, Foley went off hard way. Shane McMahon jumped into an airbag that blew up way 4 stories tall when he hit it. It's like, well, what do we do?
And then even what's missed in it is when Taker slammed him through cage.
That was even worse.
Yeah. And then you get Foley in the corner and he's laughing. He's got his tooth sticking out of his nose.
Yep.
But I think the one Hell in a Cell match I think always gets overlooked. I always enjoyed was Usos versus New Day. That was one that I liked. It was like the only tag team Hell in a Cell match ever. They had how was it? Was it Kofi in the corner with they put the kendo sticks through and he was like stuck in the corner and.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Yeah, I think they should do more tag teams.
Edge and Taker at that SummerSlam we went to was a good Hell in a Cell.
It was a good Hell in a Cell also. Yeah, I agree.
Of course, the worst one was the dog kennel.
Yep. It was. It was.
Marcus completely removed that from his memory. He's like, no, I'm not even
Ain't going there.
I'm not even going to comment. Way to go, Warren.
I'm not going there. I'm surprised that Inferno match didn't make it over the Pujami death match or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah.
I didn't care for those.
Piranha match. Didn't Japan
Question real quick.
matches?
I don't think you could say it's the greatest match, but do you think maybe that Hell in a Cell match with Foley and Taker might be the most memorable match of all time?
There's still talk about it today. I mean, the others will be talked about. But when you say Hell in a Cell, first thing you think of is Taker and Foley.
Yeah.
And if he never fell off the top of that and crashed through the announcer, then we wouldn't be talking about it.
But like he said, going through the cage too was the impact when he hit that ring. And like I said, everything that happened, he was knocked out. And he said he wakes up and he sees
wheeled him up.
He sees the
wheeled him up in the curtain.
Said he sees them damn shoes. He didn't know what the hell. Whose shoes were these? Because it was Terry Funk's shoes. Because Undertaker slammed him, and then it was funny because Funk said he's still breathing.
Well, and then you find out Undertaker's on a broken ankle.
Yeah, Undertaker had a broken ankle at the time.
Was it the six-man Hell in a Cell where Rikishi fell in the back of the truck?
Yep. With the hay and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like Marcus said too. Yeah, you can see when Shane did it. Oh, there's the big cushion underneath the.
Well, when the New Age Outlaws threw Foley and Funk into the dumpster, I was there in Indy, and the minute they did it, those packing peanuts flew out of there. Like, okay.
That's why I had a hard time buying that, because I was like, I saw them like, what? Looks like a lot of padding in there to me. I think Mae Young took worse bumps.
Mae Young took worse bumps than that, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did.
That woman was tough.
She was crazy.
Yeah, Ryan Perkins brought up the first one with the debut of Kane.
That was a real good one.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, with Kane coming in, that's one of the. I won't say it's the greatest debut, but it's definitely one of the best debuts of all time. I mean,
and it was sold perfectly. You had Paul Bearer bring them down. You had was it J.R. yelling, "That's gotta be Kane!" Like it was.
Yes.
Just the whole thing it was a perfect storm of a debut.
And it added to the Undertaker. It helped make the Undertaker bigger and everything. So yeah.
Camera's zooming in on his face when he looks shocked. Like you'd never seen the Undertaker look like that. Now here comes this guy that's an equal size to him. So as a younger guy, I mean, my 20, I think it was in the 20s when I'm like, this is crazy, man. Like this is like. And then just to find out a few years down the road, he was Dr. Isaac Yankum DDS. But
and Unabomber. Don't forget Unabomber.
He was the fake Diesel.
Yeah.
Fake Diesel.
And then I think in Memphis he was the Unabomber.
Unabomber.
Unabomb. No, Unabomb. He wasn't like Unabomb.
Okay. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, ER in the end. The Unabomber was a whole different person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's kind of along the lines of Called X.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, we are different. And That's why people don't like us, is because we
Yeah,
differ.
you definitely different, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna dispute that.
I can't say what you guys are because that's politically not correct anymore. So I'll just keep my mouth shut. Well, guys, that's all I got for tonight. You guys got anything before we get out of here?
I say everyone have a super happy 4th. Stay safe. Keep all your digits. Don't hold fireworks too long, and just enjoy the time that you can with family and friends. And don't eat too many hot dogs, but still gorge yourself.
Yep, I'm gonna go to the horse track.
All right, there we go.
He's gonna have barbecue.
Watch some fireworks.
I got in-laws coming in town for the first time, so we're excited. Have some fun.
We'll be down at our son's house.
All right. Well, everybody have a good, like he said, have a good 4th and have a good weekend. Hey, watch some wrestling. Watch WWE this weekend. Should be pretty good. Saturday and Sunday.
Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys on Monday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is G.W.R. show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.